Hello everyone. Really happy to be with you. It's been raining for I don't know, it feels like 5 days or something. I haven't seen the sun in like 5 days. Welcome everyone. Please share, please say hello and share where you're from as you enter this beautiful resonant field that we're sharing together. Welcome, Jenny. Let's take a few moments just to center together, be present together, really be here together, put whatever has come before this moment behind us, and to allow whatever magic and miracles want to arise in this space together. This morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are, however you are, whatever you are, to be a clear channel for this intelligence, this truth, this authenticity to move through us today, in this moment, right now. So we take a deep breath as we allow other people to gather and join us here. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Deep breath. Inhale. Fill the lungs completely. Exhale. Just marinate in this energy for a moment, this presence, this aliveness that's always here and now. When we relax and open, and bring our awareness to this moment, we have access to all the intelligence, the miraculousness, the magic, the beauty, that's ever present. Here and now. Beyond what we can conceptualize or understand with our minds. Awakening to the infinite essence of who and what we truly are. always have been, and always shall be. And so it is. When you're ready, take a deep breath and open your eyes with fresh, innocent eyes, as if you're seeing life for the first time. Take a few moments to look around the space in silence. Notice that things feel more alive, vibrant, colorful, present, here, and now. Welcome to a deeper here and now. Hi, Elizabeth. Hello, Maria from Costa Rica. So good to have you with us. Hi, Phyllis. Hello, Ruth. Hello, Nista from Nepal. Namaste. Namaste. Hello, everyone. Yeah, share where you're from, your name. It's all about community here. And I have some things to share. Still waking up. Stretching. Let's do a little stretch together, actually, too. So one of the things we're going to get into more and more is embodiment. Okay? So embodiment means, well, you know what it means, but it's a matter of doing it. So you just want to shake everything, relax, let the whole body relax. This is best standing up, of course, but you can even do it sitting. You just want to shake it like a Polaroid picture. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. And you can even go around like this, around, up and down, and then you just stop. And you feel the energy. And you feel what it means to be alive. You feel what it means to be alive. You feel what it means to be here. Get the blood flowing, energy circulating and moving. And this is good to do periodically throughout the day. If you're on the computer a lot, thinking a lot, talking a lot, just to have a space to just let loose. Even many 30-second dance parties, 60-second dance parties, a way to move the energy, because these bodies are designed to move. These bodies are not designed to be sitting all day. They're not designed to be thinking about nonsense, worrying about the future, feeling stress and anxiety about what might happen, what happened in the past, will it repeat itself? These bodies are meant as a channel, as a vehicle to express ourselves for the divine, to express itself creatively in this moment, here and now, to play. To play what? Whatever we want to create, whatever we want to play. Right? We're an open, clear channel for this universal intelligence to move through us in this moment. So as far as my play and my creativity goes, I've been noticing something interesting. 30-second dance parties, yeah. Ruth says, I have painting my daughter's home for 8 hours now. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, that's a form of creative expression. So I noticed something interesting that's been happening, which is this. The word spiritual teacher, the word spiritual, has been in my vocabulary less and less the past few months. And the word spiritual teacher has come to feel too limiting for what I'm expressing, for what I'm communicating, for what I'm interested in, from what I'm pointing at. It's not vast enough. It's not infinite enough. It's not expansive enough. to point at this essence of who we are that transcends belief, that transcends ideology, that transcends all concepts, all conceptuality, that transcends thought, transcends form, transcends shape, transcends time and space, and includes all that is. When we get into the space of religion and spirituality, there's a sense of trying to conform to something, trying to conform to an idea, trying to conform to a belief, trying to conform to a thought structure, trying to conform to rules, trying to conform to commandments, trying to conform to ideas, trying to conform to what it means to be a good person, trying to conform to what it means to be a holy person, trying to conform to what it means to be sacred, trying to conform to what it means to be someone who's heavenly, someone who is righteous, which means if you're righteous, that means there's a wrong-chess. If there's something's right, that means something's wrong. So you're trying to conform to something. You're trying to conform to something, and what does it mean? It means something is wrong with you, that you need to try to conform to something that's outside of you. You need to try to conform to something that's outside of you. You need to try to conform. You need to be saved, is what you need. You need to be saved because you're a sinner. So you need to be saved. Because you're a sinner, you need to be saved. You've done bad things. Even before you were born, you've done bad things. You were born a sinner. You were born with original sin. You should have shame for who you are. You should have guilt for who you are. And you should find some way to be saved. And someone outside of you is going to save you. Maybe it's Jesus. Maybe Jesus will save you. Maybe I'll save you. Maybe the church will save you. Maybe the mosque will save you. Maybe the temple will save you. Maybe, oh, I know, I got it. You'll find the right man. You'll meet the one, and the one will save you. You will find the right community, and they will save you. And the realization opens, the realization dawns at some point, hopefully, that no one's going to save you. There's nothing outside of yourself that's ever going to save you. And there's actually nothing that needs to be saved. There's nothing wrong with you at all. Actually, you're completely and utterly beautiful and amazing and miraculous and magical exactly as you are, unconditionally, right now. Right now. There's nothing wrong with you at all. To recognize and realize that is incredibly liberating. To recognize the divinity of who you are is here right now. And that includes every part of yourself. That includes all the parts of yourself, unconditionally, without exception. It includes the part that we think is as ethereal, as spiritual. It includes the part that we think of as primal, as animal. It includes all 7 chakras, every part of ourselves, every aspect of ourselves. To learn to embrace and love every part of ourselves. Now, what the religious traditions have done, when I say religious traditions, I'm really talking about human beings, because human beings have created the religious traditions, right? So they created this idea, which was one of the dumbest ideas in the history of human existence. Okay, we've had a lot of really dumb ideas throughout the course of human existence. But this may be the dumbest. The idea was, if you repress and suppress your sexual energy, this will somehow make you more spiritual and will allow you to further your way into heaven or some sort of better afterlife of some kind. And this notion, this concept, this idea, this belief, this ideology, this rule, this law has created so much shame and guilt inside people all over the world, the whole world. Everywhere I've been, it's the same thing. It's created so much shame and guilt. It's created like we're cut in half, and there's a sense of illness, disease, violence, depression, trauma, and an incredible level of disempowerment and lack of creative energy, because we've cut this energy off inside us. And when we start to love every part of ourselves and love ourselves as we are and embrace ourselves as we are and feel the beauty of ourselves as we are, what I've realized in working with so many people, so many different places all over the world, all different generations, all different cultures, is that this sexual liberation is almost equally as important as the spiritual liberation. Think of the spiritual liberation as like this part of you, and the sexual liberation as this part of you, the lower chakras, right? So we need to integrate both of these places to have a full open flow of energy moving through us every moment, every moment. The sexual energy is the creative energy. So when you're blocked, when you're repressed, when you're suppressed in your sexual energy, you're not in a space of creativity, you're not in a space of empowerment. When you're not in a space of creativity, you're not in a space of empowerment, you're looking for someone else to save you who has the power. You're looking for God, you're looking for Jesus, you're looking for whoever you're looking for. I don't know who you're looking for, but you're looking for somebody or someone outside of you to give you this sense of empowerment and creativity, right? But when you access energy inside yourself, you're connected at the root now. You're connected at the source. And the energy can flow up and move through. And the universal creative intelligence, what we can call God, is recognized and realized to be the essence of who you are, to be inside of you, and allows you to create in this moment, to flow. Sexual energy is creative energy, right? Just the way we create a baby, we create a little boy or a little girl, right? We create poetry, we create music, we create dance, we create film, we create photography, we create amazing conversations, we create landscapes, we create architecture. We can create this world, we can create and recreate this world any way we want if we're connected to this energy, which is the core, the root of who we are. And these traditions, they've cut off the energy. They've cut off the energy, and they've told you to feel shame, to feel guilt, to feel sinful because you're accessing this energy, recognizing this energy. This energy is the vitality of who you are. And that's why, when the realm of spiritual teaching, my concept, my feeling, shall we say, in the heart, was we can sort of revolutionize this realm, right? Because the people that inspired me when I was searching for a way to transcend suffering, to move beyond suffering, the people that inspired me on that path of awakening were called spiritual teachers. And they were valuable in the sense of recognizing eventually who I really am, realizing who I really am, and in recognizing that root issue of who I really am, realizing who I really am, to transcend suffering. The way to transcend suffering is to recognize and realize who you really are. That's it. Done. you recognize and realize who you really are, suffering is over. I'm not going to get into too much in that right now because I've talked about it so many times. I'll talk about it so many more times in The Secret Glow and other spaces. But that's the core issue, is to recognize and realize who you really are. So the word spirit is valuable in the sense of knowing who you really are. You're not just the body. You're not just a form. You're not just the ideas of yourself. You're not just the feelings of yourself. You're not just your experience. You're something that transcends all that is and includes it. Okay? And the next level is to access this creative energy coming down from the root and to express it in the world. So when I got into this realm, in the spiritual teaching realm, you know, it's so dry and dull and boring and stagnant and tight and disembodied and disconnected. Disconnected from what? Disconnected from the life force, disconnected from the body, disconnected from sexual energy, disconnected from the creative energy, disconnected from passion, just disconnected from inspiration, disconnected from the senses, the sensual, disconnected from pretty much everything that moves, that has a form, that has a shape, that has a size. This is what we call Tantra. Tantra is a spiritual awakening that embraces the senses and doesn't create a disconnection or separation from the senses. So really, when I look at what the future of spirituality, of the religious movement, it's really tantric is what it's really going to come down to. But this next level, evolutionary level of really the fundamental radical realization of non-duality, which is to embrace everything. To embrace everything. Everything. What's considered good, what's considered bad, what's considered right, what's considered wrong, what's considered holy, what's considered unholy, what's considered sacred, what's considered not sacred. Absolutely, unconditionally, fundamentally, everything that's arising in this moment right now. Unconditionally embrace everything that's arising in this moment right now without exception. Then you are free. Then you're free. Then you are in love. In love with what? In love with this moment. Then you are empowered. You're in the power of now, as Eckhart Tolle would say. Then you are in a space of peace with whatever is arising in this moment, right now. So what am I? I'm a teacher of empowerment, freedom, inner peace, and love. I feel confident saying that. But the whole thing of spiritual teacher, it's kind of over. Like it's too small. It's too limiting. It's creating this kind of thing where it's like, you know, it's okay to be here, but it's not okay to be here. I say it's okay to be everywhere. It's okay to be as you are right now, to feel it in your heart, what's alive, what's true, and live it and express it. And you're alive. It's almost like a sense of like being like a wise old man. Being I'm a man, so we'll use the example of a man. Being a wise old man, and at the same time being like a 4-year-old, like a 3-year-old, just like, you know, alive and looking around, and like a sense of like innocence. There's this vitality that's been cut off. It's been cut off, and all of a sudden it reemerges. It reignites, and you're so alive because now the energy is flowing through all of you, and all this stuff that tried to disconnect you and reconnect you and all this conditioning, it goes. And whatever is weighing you down needs to be let go. Whatever is weighing you down needs to be let go. Anything of the way you thought it was supposed to be, the way you thought it should be, needs to be. It's like this explosion of consciousness that transcends any concept that transcends any rules, that transcends any ideas, and you literally have no idea what's going to happen next. Now, how that affects relationships is really fascinating at the next level. I'll get into that next time. Only so much at once. But you really have no idea what's going to happen next. You really don't have any idea even what's happening now. So you're in this space of absolutely fundamentally have no idea, like a clear, wide open, vast, infinite canvas. Right? That's you, what we call the 0 point sometimes. It's the 0 point. It's like whew, wide open. No limits. No limits to what's possible. No limits to what can be done. No limits to what can be accomplished. No limits to what can be achieved. No limits. And yet, nothing needs to be achieved. Nothing needs to be understood. Nothing needs to be done. There's nothing wrong. Even the sense of wanting to change the world, or, the world is this terrible place and we need to change it. Even that's an assumption that goes. It's interesting because, where I'm at now in my consciousness, I don't really see anything wrong with the world. I don't really see any problem with the world. The world is so beautiful, so magical, so miraculous. And yet there is this energy, this intention to create, so you could say to create change, to make a difference, but not because there's something necessarily wrong, but because it's fun to be in the creative play of the universe, to be one with the creative fire of the universe, right? And to be connected to it's actually it's like when you tap into that energy, you know on a fundamental level what it means to really truly be alive. To really fundamentally truly be alive. So my role is to be a mirror to reflect you back to yourself more clearly. My role is not to have you be like me, not to have you think like me, not to have you have the ideas that I have, not to have you pattern some kind of meanness, right? But to access the you-ness, to access the unique blooming flower that you are. That's the only thing that's really valuable, right? Ultimately, that's the only thing that's really valuable. And the religious path, the spiritual path, is also really valuable. Let's make that clear. It has a lot of value for people, and I really want to emphasize that if you're on that path in whatever way you're on it, and if that's working for you right now, I say the same thing I've always said. Stay with it. If you're going to church every week and you're finding value in that, keep doing it. If you're going to church every week and you're not finding value in it, stop doing it. It's very simple. It's so simple, right? But there's a consciousness that's the term I use, and I haven't used it much publicly yet, but post-spiritual consciousness. So it's the sense of there's an explosion of consciousness, what has been called mystic, the mystical awakening. So mystic traditionally means a direct connection with God. So your connection with God being the infinite intelligence. God's not an idea, God's not a concept, God's not a man in the sky or a woman in the sky. God is whoa, this vastness, right? So you're directly attuned to it, and you're being guided each moment. Right? You're being guided each moment. So you're not following a mental idea, you're not following a mental concept, you're not following this rigid ideology you're trying to conform. It's the end of conformity. It's the end of conformity. So now you're a miracle even to yourself. You're a miracle even to yourself. Every moment you're like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this. Wow, I can't believe I'm talking to this person. Wow, I can't believe I'm going here. Wow. Every moment's like, wow, I can't believe this is happening right now. The wow of the now is what you start to live in, right? So, and there's this absolute sense of humility because there's no conceptual understanding that anything should be any different than it is, right? There's just this sense of openness, innocence. The mind is quiet. The mind is like a still lake at midnight on top of a mountain with the moon, like 1,000 stars shining on it. That's how the mind is. Quiet. Quiet. And out of that, something emerges. So it's like this sense of like quiet. It's like that. It's like your heartbeat. Quiet, something emerges. Quiet, something emerges. Quiet. But when it's quiet, it's like this space of like non-existence and yet awareness. So it's like quiet, and that quiet is the essence of who you are. The quiet is the unchanging. The quiet is the still point that never changes, ever present I am. And out of that quiet, all of a sudden the story of being a human being, of being Brian, of being in Asheville, of talking on Facebook, all that emerges, goes back into the quiet. Then something emerges. So one other thing that's happening, again, not going to get too much into this at the moment, but just I've had some clients talking about multidimensionality, and you can understand that more when you get the quiet, and you can kind of pop into different timelines and different time zones and have different adventures, you know. It's all dreams within dreams. So everything becomes infinitely possible when you recognize and realize this essence of who you are beyond conception. Even the concept of spirituality, even the concept of religion, even the concept of God, even the concept of anything you can possibly think of, it all has to go. It all has to get blown out, opened up to this infinite field of miraculousness, which is the essence of who we are. And then, the best way I can articulate what you feel is that you feel free. You feel free. Completely and utterly free. And this freedom, this love, this empowerment, this inner peace, the best thing about it is it's not dependent upon the temporary passing conditions. It's not dependent upon the temporary passing conditions. It's the essence of who you are. So Jesus said something to the effect of be in the world but not of it. Right? So we can be in the world but not of it. Recognizing this world of form as a play, space to play, to move, flow, but not of it. So I'm really excited about this next phase. It feels really good. It feels really good to share with you here today. Let me think if there's anything else. Anything else I wanted to share. Meanwhile, we can just be together, which is the most essential element. This space of being present together. It's so healing and transformative. Vital. want to say that you're all so amazing, exactly as you are. So beautiful, exactly as you are. And so loved, exactly as you are. And laugh a little more. I want to say that. Like, don't take it all so seriously, you know? Just all for fun. And that's one thing I want to really delve more into is comedy and reminding people to laugh, more into the arts, photography, travel, sharing adventures and expansion together. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale and exhale. So I'll look at the comments a little bit later. Feel free to comment if you're looking at this later, if you have any questions or comments. But yeah, this whole, also this guru thing, you know, I don't want any association with that at all. I thought that was clear, but then some comments lately about, like, no devotees, no, none of that. I have no interest in any of that. So just be clear about that, okay? This is a place to empower you to recognize and realize who you are within yourself. Like a mirror holding us up to each other, reflecting each other. To empower you, not to disempower you with your being attached or connected to something external that you feel is going to save you. There is no savior. There's nothing. But there is the miraculousness, the magic of this essence of who and what you are, who and what we are, which is the intelligence that animates all things. So this is an exciting time. It's so great to be alive. Exciting to feel what happens next on this journey together. I feel like we're hitting this whole other level now of what's possible. Next time I'll be sharing about relationships and sharing some personal reflections from my journey the past few months on that. And we'll talk more about sexuality and sexual energy as it recognizes and relates to this essence of, infinite essence of who and what we truly are, and bringing a sense of empowerment and love and inner peace and freedom as the foundation of who we are and life itself. See you in the next now.